morning to the viewing public and to my colleagues here. What I'll say is that my heart goes out to the victims of the accident yesterday. It was regrettable. In fact, earlier, I was not seeing the nexus between what happened and the accident. Only this morning when I heard from Prof, then I realized that even the other vehicle was transporting equipment meant for illegal mining. So for that reason, I think that this was a regrettable incident. But I'll say that we have to commend media and commend all other stakeholders involved in this fight. And particularly important also, I think that the government, as a matter of urgency, need to establish a fund that will take care of some of these things in line of duty. This morning, I remember this day with nostalgic feeling in the sense that on 6th August, in the pursuit of ending galamsey, we lost 6 Ghanaian men in this country. And I thought that was enough for us to use it as their enduring legacy for the future, ending galamsey in memory of those who lost their lives. And if I see incidences like this, it simply tells me that there is still more work to be done. Look, the president, when he met the stakeholders, indicated that he is receiving briefings from National Security Task Force, and as and when they give him green light to declare a state of emergency, he will not hesitate to do that. So, Mr. General, I don't know whether the state at which the briefing has gone, but I don't have any doubt that when that thing comes, President Mahama will not hesitate to do that. But
it's time.
It's time, right?
It's time. So
I'll say that the last time I came here, I said that the issue of galamsey is no longer an alternative livelihood pursuit. It is now a militia. Ordinarily, if the concept was alternative livelihood, unemployment, poverty, once this alternative livelihood program that has been instituted, you see a decline in youth venturing into galamsey. As a member of parliament, I get constituents who tell me they want to go to Obuasi and other places from the north, because the driving force is not because they are poor or they are hungry. It is the pursuit of quick money. So it is now the test of survival to them. And that is why you see them carry weapons. And like my brother said, if somebody is carrying a weapon, it has only one intention, to fire. So if there is a chance of them now attacking all those institutions and stakeholders mandated by law to protect all of us, and this is the outcome that we are getting. And I watched the incident at Honorable College Dauda's constituency, and I realized that this whole galamsey is now endemic in our communities. The starting point is not government. The starting point is the community. As a member of parliament, we all are involved in land reforms in our various constituencies. And so for a galamsey activity to go on in a community, it has a tacit approval of the traditional rulers. It is never possible that galamsey activities can happen in a community where the chiefs are not aware. And when the government, when we started in January this year, the first thing the minister did was regulating the licensing regime, where now licenses are supposed to be obtained at the municipal and the district levels. That has representation of the traditional rulers. It also has representation of the unit committee and the assembly before even EPA and then mineral commissions come on board. That is the new licensing regime. Yet, we still see galamsey going on. What it simply tells you is that whatever effort government is putting, they believe that the amount that they will make from illegal mining is more than whatever alternative program that you will bring. Yes, this morning we have all been viewing the impact it is having on water bodies, on the environment, and all those things. But, Senior, let's not also lose sight of the successes that we have chalked. We cannot say that things have not changed. Yes, you can't end this type of problem just by a week or two. These are survival issues. Look at Hamas and Israel. It started, then we thought it would end. Look at the number of lives They had to take the Americans to intercede in bringing some level of solution to the issue.
Oh no, but you can't compare the two.
No. I'm saying no. I'm saying that whatever the situation is, it will lead to loss of lives if you want to end it the brutal way. There are humanitarian issues, human rights issues, and all those issues that will have to be factored into that. I will never condone any act of galamsey, and every person that is involved in galamsey should be dealt with. But I'm saying that we're talking about the regulatory regimes that have been put in place. Do you know that, Prof? Now, every excavator that you import, there's a policy at the Ghana ports that says that no permit, no excavator import. So even if you are using it for construction, you must have a permit.
A certificate.
A certificate that shows that you are a contractor, number one. Or if you are using it for mining, you must have certification from Minerals Commission, EPA, the ministry. That shows that you are having legitimate mandate to carry out mining concessions. And that time, what they will do is that they code it. I don't know how they normally call it, but
you put tracker on
tracker. So everywhere the machine goes, we know. So now, if you had deployed it to Tamale for construction, and the machine is moving to Kumasi, they will quickly call you. That is what is currently ongoing. But before the government implemented this reform, there were already existing excavators in the country. That is where we are now. Those ones, you don't have a lot of information on them. And let me be honest with you. In Finance Committee, when we were meeting Minerals Commission and others, I asked them how many excavators were imported between 2020 and 2024. Apparently close to 6,000 excavators. So at that time, Ghana Post has the number based on the declared values. But as to its whereabouts at that time, they could not tell. We have to also commend EPA strongly. Currently, government is spending a lot of money in land reclamation. And that is the impact of galamsey. Because the more you destroy the environment, it takes us more money to reclaim those lands. And let's also acknowledge also that currently the government is implementing the AI sensing system, where real data analysis is conducted at the ministries. So recently, for EPA, you said that she said they were getting updates from Accra. Now, they have spotted all the hotspots. There's an AI system that has been deployed that can quickly tell you activities that are going on at a particular site that is suspected to be illegal. Because when an activity is going on the site, the first thing they do is at the spot, they narrow it down to see if those concessions is under a regulated or mandated license that was issued. That's the first thing. So if it is not, then that's when they deploy to NIMOS and other relevant agencies to tackle. So yes, the results might not be immediate, but at least some forest reserves have been retrieved from the illegal miners. And I will support any call. Look, anybody, murder, the lawyers will say that when you kill, you are sentenced to, in fact, in the revolution days, it was tit for tat. But now you have to be taken through the law. But if somebody has a gun to kill you and you have the opportunity to defend, I think that we have to do that. And also, I want to support my brother from the UP party. That suggested that UP Plus party.
That's what it's called.
Yeah, UP Plus. United Party, UP Plus.
Okay.
For short.
So the point is that what intelligence level was carried out before the deployment was done. I think that it's important for us to know that. Because for you to go to a community, they must have been informed by intelligence. So if you go with some number and then they overpower you, in fact, it is not because of their retreat that saved them. They could have still exchanged, the miners, the illegal miners could have still gone ahead to shoot them. So it tells you that protective gears, properly armed officers should be deployed to this. These are not kid gloves. These are not minor issues. You cannot put the lives of people in duty without giving them the necessary protective equipment that they will use. So for that reason, I'll reach out, I'll personally follow this up and say that please, let's not put the life of these officers in jeopardy for nothing, to die for nothing. It is not worth it. It is not worth it. Now, mercury, coming to mercury importation. Yes, I agree that I don't support total ban of importation of mercury because it has other uses, you know that. But we must, as a nation, do needs assessment to know the quantum that is required annually. That should be allowed. There must be some level of a ceiling.
You think we don't know?
No, I don't know. Maybe you, I don't know. But I'm saying that if we realize that it exceeds the thresholds, that's when regulation comes in. But to just ban it, I don't think is the way forward.
Okay.
And then my final point is that, look, the licensing regime needs to also be strengthened once again. Now, like I said earlier, communities are now involved. I want to say that if an illegal mining activities goes on in a community, the first person to be arrested should be the chief.
I said it.
Yes. Before the promulgation of the Constitution, custodianship of lands and all titles in various communities rested with the chiefs. In fact, it has inbuilt clauses in the Constitution that still gives them some level of power in terms of land ownership. So you cannot be a custodian and a protector of a land at the same time destroying it. If we arrest few chiefs, it will send a signal that, like Mr. Gentleman said, no person is above the Constitution. If we set that standard, everybody will begin to know that we are serious. And let me also support once again, finally, that I will also support proposals that says that when you have excessive illegal mining in your community, you should have open confrontation and you should be suspended from participating in elections. This is because it is true. We are political people.
But do they care? They won't care.
They're
making money.
No, they will not care.
They won't care.
No, they will not care.
Yes.
But its reprisal impact on political party will be minimal. Because if I realize that I saw a study by CDD prior to the elections that indicated the number of young people involved in illegal mining. That number was almost close to the number Dr. Baumia had. So it tells you that that is not a small population you should be told. That should be told with. So for political expediency, many political parties will dilly-dally with such issues just so not to be offended. Because if those group of people decide to sway away from your cause, you will never win power. But if we make a policy or a direction acceptable by all stakeholders, that for this reason, you need to be dealt with and you will be prevented from participating in national elections and all other public engagement, not only elections. You should be blacklisted, you should be declared as a security zone, and everything that we see as red flags should be tackled ruthlessly. That's what I would say about it.